The Girl in the Suitcase. The disturbing case of Junko Furuta in November 1988. In a quiet suburb of Tokyo, Japan, a 17-year-old high school girl walked home from work. It was late, but the streets felt normal, safe. She had no idea that within hours, her life would turn into one of the most horrifying crime cases in Japanese history. Her name was Junko Furuta. She was kind, hardworking, and full of dreams. But that night, she was kidnapped by a group of teenage boys. One of them had connections to local gangs, and because of fear, no one around them dared to interfere. Instead of killing her immediately, they did something far worse. They kept her captive inside a small house for over 40 days. At first, they told their parents she was their girlfriend. Then they locked her in a room day after day. The torture escalated. Physical abuse, starvation, humiliation. The cruelty became routine. Friends were invited over, and the violence turned into entertainment. She tried to escape more than once, but every attempt ended in more punishment. Neighbors heard noises, but never imagined the nightmare happening inside. Weeks passed. Her condition became critical. She could barely move, barely speak. Yet the abuse continued. The boys showed no mercy, no fear, believing their gang connections would protect them. In January 1989, after 44 days of unimaginable suffering, Junko Furuta died from her injuries. But even after her death, the horror did not end. The boys wrapped her body, placed it inside a suitcase, and filled it with concrete. They dumped it in an isolated area, hoping the truth would stay buried forever. For months, her family searched desperately. Eventually, one of the attackers was arrested for a different crime. During interrogation, the truth began to surface. What police uncovered shocked the entire nation. The brutality of the case led to public outrage across Japan. People demanded harsher punishments. They demanded justice. However, because the perpetrators were juveniles at the time, their identities were initially protected. Sentences were widely criticized as too lenient. The case left deep scars on Japanese society. It forced the country to question its juvenile justice system, its gang culture, and how such extreme cruelty could go unnoticed for so long. To this day, the name Junko Furuta is remembered not only as a victim, but as a symbol of innocence destroyed. A reminder that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are not strangers hiding in the dark. Sometimes they are ordinary faces walking among us, and sometimes the silence around a crime can be just as disturbing as the crime itself.